I was thinking about it. I think I'm tired of trying to be a square peg fitting in a round hole, man. I know the Elden Ring DLC comes out soon. I think I still have my save file on PS5. I might check out the Elden Ring DLC when it comes out. But like watching Apollo play through Elden Ring again, I was like, I know it's not going to be the popular take necessarily, but I come by it honestly. I think it might just be too much game for me in 2024. It's 100 hours long. There's 90 different biomes that have 3 bosses each. There's 3,000 different like pieces of loot that can drop. That might just be too much game for me. It's mostly just pressing R1, yeah, but like it's not as long the second time. I think it would be as long the second time for me because I got to remember where the fuck everything is. I don't know. I'm not feeling sauced by the Elden Ring DLC, and it's a me thing. I'm just like, I'm not at peak Elden Ring hype, honestly. My goat's getting old. Yeah, but like in a good way. Like it's not, oh, that's too much game, my brain can't handle it. It's almost like it's too much game, fuck that. Who's got the time for that? I would rather just play Mario where you like, you know, there's a gap and you press A and you jump over it. And then sometimes like the gap gets bigger. So you need like an item to get over it. Just a lot of game. Anytime, like I was watching Apollo, I was like almost skeptical that I had beaten Elden Ring when I watched Apollo play it. And then he was like, hey chat, what's your favorite boss in this game? And everybody typed a different boss and I didn't remember any of them, even though I beat them all. Like I was like, chat, did I beat Astel? And they were like, yeah, you beat him. I was like, who the fuck is Astel? And they're like, he's a worm with a human skull. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's made out of Orbeez? You beat him twice? There's just too many motherfucking bosses in that game, man. They got too many bosses. I was catching heat for saying it when I was in Apollo's chat. I think Elden Ring is an amazing game. Probably peak of Souls. But it would be even better if they cut like 40% of the content in it. No way. Okay, well then would it be better if they added 40% more content? No. No, it's perfect as is. That's called status quo bias, motherfucker. You want to play logical fallacy band for band with me? That's why people want the DLC. No, it's different because the DLC is like a new curated experience. You could cut 40% of Elden Ring without taking out any pog moments. Cut the dungeons that end with like the boss is an enemy that you then fight later in the game. Cut the arenas where you fight like 2 versions of enemies that were bosses that you fought in the first part of the game. Like if you took that stuff out and just like the pog moments came in faster, it would go from a 10 to an 11, man. Don't have 4 different stats for magic. The people yearn for simplicity, but they also like equate complexity with goodness, so they're not ready for that take yet, but that is true. Players can choose to cut content for themselves if they enjoy, and that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting the whole motherfucker out. Body and soul. Findom is also one of the few jobs lamer than streaming. I'm not trying to, especially in Pride Month, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, to be honest with you. But when someone has like a foot fetish or something, I'm like, that's funny. Like, you're probably still just like going to work and like your life's not ruined and stuff like that. I hope someone has like for the men who have the financial domination fetish, I'm like, you got hit with like a lightning bolt from the devil. That's fucked up. Your fetish is that like people are mean to you and take your money. Like that's the lowest role you could possibly have, man. What about the women? For the women, I'm like, game recognizes game. You shut up, you little piggy, and here's my receipt for my dinner tonight. Yes, mistress, yes. Like, what? They're just filling a role in the market that somebody else would fill if they went away. But like, the dudes with the findom fetish are just like cursed, right? I feel like it. I know how like it sounds, but if you make fun of someone that has like a foot fetish, people in chat are like, yo, shut up, we don't do fetish shaming here. But like, when you make fun of the findom fetish guys and they're like, it is horrible, like I have spent all of my money. Why do you think it's just guys? Come on. That's gotta be like a 95-5 split, right? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, like I've seen 90 Day Fiance. Fuck my shit life. Listen, I think it's just something in the human brain, right? Like the male brain, for some reason, maybe like 1 in 80 guys or something is like, yeah, dude, you know what gets me hard is when a girl disrespects me and then I give her $1,000. Like it's a cognitive curse, man. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. It's quite the opposite. It's like it's in solidarity, I suppose. Can we change the name to Horny Tuesday? I'm not sprung. I'm asking questions about sex. That's very different than like horny posting. Like, did you notice that when I talked about straight sex, I said penis and vagina? I didn't say like throbbing hard cock in wet pussy. Like there's a different, you code switch depending on whether it's like a learning experience, like whether you're in an educational mode or it's like you're on the job, okay? Please stop. You're babies. You won't survive the coming winter. You're babies. You know that was like a health class in the 6th grade, is you walk up and pull a funny word out of a hat and then you have to like say fucking balls without laughing in front of 30 other kids your age who are all trying not to laugh while you say Wait, class, today we're gonna teach you that these are just words, okay? Words aren't funny. To demonstrate this, we're gonna have you do stand-up comedy saying the funniest word you're aware of while everybody in the class laughs at you. Clitoris. No, you guffawed. Do it again. Squirt. Yes, there was the tweet from Rocco from Mega64 that said, once again, having the experience where like everybody's recommending me a streamer and says, you'll love this guy, and then I watch the clips and I hate him, and I was like, oh fuck, that's definitely about me. And then I was like, what the hell? And then people were like, it's not NL, don't worry, it's not NL, it's another bald streamer. And I was like, I don't know. It's his right if he's, I would be annoyed too if people were hitting me with like, you gotta see, oh, did you see what Squeak said? You gotta see what Squeak said. Can you please reply with what Squeak said? And I'm like, man, I hate that guy. So I understand, it's your right to have an opinion. Why are you tweaking like the boss from Smiling Friends? You will not find yourself in the kingdom of the Lord, just so you know. This is Dune 2. No, I'm going to say it's not Dune 2. I'm going to say this shit is Lawrence of Arabia or Stalker. They won't even let me place it. Oh, perhaps it's, interesting. Perhaps it's Seven Samurai. Perhaps it's a samurai film that's not black and white. Like perhaps Yojimbo. I'm a genius. I'm a fucking legend, bro. Wait, it's wrong? The answer was Ashes of Time? Why was I on guest 6? Yeah, there's lots of loot in here I can't pick up.
You can't possibly go around fast enough, right? Grab the loot, get out! Did Ryan come out?
I mean, it's his honor, you know, like he dies for those all the time.
He's probably in there.
I like that you're still funny. I don't mind that you don't want to play games anymore. I played more games this stream than anybody else on this platform has played games today. I just don't want to play fucking The Witcher 4. Because I can't be fucked to walk around Valheim and pick daisies, and then if you get 95 daisies, you can go, if you find a cauldron, but it has to be a special cauldron. Some of the cauldrons are staffed by crones, and some of them are staffed by witches. Witches allow you to make brews and bubbling potions, but crones allow you to craft tonics and curses that you can then, if you have an effigy slot, you can use the effigy slot to put it in there, and it'll debuff all enemies of a subtype. No, I'm not into that. I'm into like, hey, this enemy has 6 HP, and I rolled a 4 and a 3. Is there any way that I could possibly kill this guy? I don't know. I mean, acting superior over the games that you like versus the games that other people like is the last bastion of intellectualism, and take it from somebody who makes fun of League of Legends every single day. I would know. Of course I know him. He's me. You do that all the time? That's what I'm saying. Let me see. I got to see the celebrity mashup. It is Anna. I don't believe that it's Anna Kendrick, man. I don't think that's Anna Kendrick. First off, this isn't even a celebrity mashup. This is just Elijah Wood. Secondly, if it was a celebrity mashup, it's Winona Ryder, okay? You look like you're tennis coated. No, I've just been watching challengers on Pornhub. I'm wondering when they get to the tennis, though. They haven't gotten to the tennis yet. There's a lot of, he flicks the dude's boner. I've seen that part 100 times. Never? I gotta see the director's cut, man. That's the thing. The sex is the tennis, and the tennis is the sex. Holy. That's like what Frank Underwood said in House of Cards, right? Everything's about tennis except tennis. Tennis is about sex. Something like that. It's an Oscar Wilde quote, I think. Because I'll be honest, one time I was driving, and I did something that a cyclist took umbrage with. And then when I got to the... Whoa! When I got to the red light that was like, I don't know, 10 feet away, he pulled his bike up alongside my car and then like got off his bike and then stood in front of the car and took a photo of... He was very performative about taking a photo of my license plate to scare me. And for a second, I was like a little scared. But then I thought about it and I was like, what is he going to do? He's going to go to the like police station and be like, here's a photo of somebody's license plate? Like,
yeah, get him. yeah.
But anyway, I didn't tell that story for like 2 years just in case he could actually do that. But now I think I'm probably in the clear.
That's fair. I love having stories where it's like I have to put a like 1 to 2 year timer on.
Yeah, you're like, put a reminder on that one.
I still got some good ones that I just gotta sit on.
I can wait. I'm not sweating. I'm sure they'll be great when they're ready. He also came to my window, so I rolled it down. And then he was like, he said something like, you know, the funny part is you think you got away with it. And I said, what are you talking about? And then he was like, you know what I'm talking about? And then I said, I'm sorry. And he said, yeah, you are sorry. And then he walked away. And I was like, what just happened here?
Oh, that's incredible.
But I'll tell you, whatever I did, I got away with it.
yeah, let's go. I'd love to hear that.
I think it's Indonesia, bro. It is Indonesia. Soto mi. It's often enjoyed as a hearty meal for lunch or dinner. The combination of its warming broth and filling ingredients makes it a popular choice among Indonesians. This is like how you spot a ChatGPT blue check on Twitter. It'll be like a clip from a movie and the top comment will be like, I love this movie. You can really tell that the actors were trying to make you feel like what the characters were going through. And you're like, you fucking... Shut the fuck up, you fucking robot. I love the way the moving pictures created the appearance of a scene actually happening in front of my eyes. Eyes? Shut up, robot. So true, they don't understand. The robots didn't do anything wrong. It's the person controlling the robot. Well, that's true. You know, like, I kind of admire the ingenuity. The most annoying accounts on Twitter, there might only be like 3 of them, but it's the blue check OnlyFans models who reply to every viral tweet. It'll be like, here's what Martin Scorsese had to say about Marvel movies. And then like the top comment is blue check OnlyFans bio that's like, me and Martin used to go out. He's got an 8-inch cock. And I'm like, lady, you said that about like every celebrity in the past 2 weeks. There's no way that's true. Martin Scorsese ate my pussy last night. He made me cum on his face. I believe it. I believe he could. I don't believe that he did with you. Me and Genghis Khan used to go out. He was mid, to be honest. I know, like, it's... Can you just not type? Like, you're making the world a worse place. Just like a more annoying place to be a part of. Can you just stop? It's not... Like, it's funny when I say it for some reason, but... Oh, man. I have seen the tweet that said, I don't watch NL, but I imagine he's like Germa, where impossibly beautiful autistic women fall asleep to him. I believe that not only did I see the tweet, I sent it to my wife and said, this is us. And then she said, what do you mean? And I just said, don't worry about it too much. Because of woke? I have to say that, unfortunately, because it was a very easy punchline, because of woke is now dead, because of the Twitter trend the first week while I was away, it was like, you can't cook eggs anymore because of yolk. You can't, stand unblocked in Tekken anymore because of poke. You can't just put your dishes in the dishwasher anymore because of soak. And I was like, we're going to get over this in like a day, right? And then it was literally like 2 weeks later, people were still like, Dylan can't go fucking electric at the 1964 Newport Folk Festival anymore because of fucking folk, I guess, or what? And every single one of them had like 70,000 likes. It was not good for my mental state to see what the rabble was enjoying while I was gone anyway. Those were not bots. They're Gen Xers. It's just a slight difference, okay? They still think like every time you do a pun, they're like, I'm Shakespeare. Shakespeare loved puns. You ain't Shakespeare, bro. You ain't even the other guy. What's the other guy? Christopher Marlowe? I almost cried watching Click. Am I cooked? No, honestly, like, I think crying during a movie that has an emotional core, whether it's, you know, a classic or not, that's a sign of being human, brother. I would say you're uncooked. I would say if you watched Little Miss Sunshine and just kind of like shrugged and looked at your phone the whole time, you're cooked. If you cried watching like a Zoom communications commercial, you're just a human being. Nothing wrong with that. I cried during anger management. Okay, no disrespect, that guy's cooked. What are you crying about in anger management? The nadir of Jack Nicholson's career?
Fountain. A noun meaning
Darren Aronofsky's fourth best movie?
unscathed. A adjective meaning wholly unharmed.
It sounds like a title for a 5 out of 10 indie game that people say you have to play, and then I play it, and it's just people telling me, like, you got to use, like, 7 sticks in a sequence to make, like, a fishing rod, and then, like, a year later, it hasn't had an update in early access, and people are like, yeah, it was never good. We don't know why you played it. And I'm like, I played it because you cyberbullied me.
Princeps. A noun meaning the first printed edition.
Black Deck. Always a fun time if you like things that suck. Which people do these days. Seeing the box office numbers for Garfield? It wasn't terrible. Just an honest question, because I'm I would say that my goal for this year is to like be more of a bully. Why do you know that Garfield is good or bad? I'll tell you in advance, and you can choose whether you want to lie or tell the truth. The only reason that I would consider acceptable is my kid wanted to see Garfield. Saw it with my GF LOL. Okay, I see you, and I'll allow it. I'm not going to curse you for that one. Let me guess, though, she picked it. You shouldn't say, NL. Why are you laughing? Why are you suppressing your guffaw, NL? I'm listening to your compilation right now. Your behavior is quite uncouth. Why do you think that she suggested it? It's simple. I know that your girlfriend suggested going to see Garfield. Because if you suggested, as a grown man, hey, let's go see Garfield, she would leave you. So I know the only situation, like I'm running the numbers in my head, the only situation in which it makes sense that you guys went to see Garfield is because she suggested it. No, she wouldn't? Naive. I'm just joking. I will say I was getting a little tilted, especially in Korea. It's like again, can I tell you something? I'm a very judgmental person. You could probably guess that if you've watched a reasonable amount of my content. Not necessarily unkind, but certainly judgmental. One of the best things about being back in Canada is when I see someone acting fucked up, I can be like, wow, they're fucked up. Whereas whenever I saw someone acting fucked up in Asia, I was like, well, I don't know if this is just like a normal person who's doing something that like is culturally appropriate to do here, but I don't know that it's appropriate to do here because I don't know the unspoken rules of the land, right? So basically it allows me to more effectively be an asshole without being accused of being, racist, I guess. Which is great, because I'm judging them internally to begin with. I will say I was getting tilted in South Korea because it felt like whenever we were out with our kid, if our kid cried or made noise like of any sort, we get a lot of people like looking at us, like kind of like, shut your kid up. Like, oh, your kid's like disturbing me right now. Like, oh, I'm at fucking Disneyland. Why is there a child here? And I'm like, there's no way for me to go off. But the number of times that like people would like look at my kid with disdain, and I would be like, you're a 30-year-old dude with Snoopy on your shirt, motherfucker. Like, what are we doing here? Can you just relax a little bit? Like, kids are gonna cry. Just the way of the world. You see, I'm not going off on the guy, okay? I think he realized his mistake. But the guy who tweeted there should be like children's only grocery stores, and then everybody in the comments is like, hey man, fuck you.